often futile attempts to alleviate the suffering of those who wandered into the encampment weighed heavily upon her very being. The restless wind rattled the window panes, stirring Elizabeth from her fitful sleep. Caught in the limbo between sleep and wakefulness, too fatigued to rise, and too anxious to sleep. Elizabeth struggled vainly to comprehend what had happened to her life, her sanctuary in the mountains, and her world. The cold wind knifed through the encampment. The fear of not surviving yet another winter in what was becoming a desolate world was beyond her ability to bear. The torment she experienced was the internal struggle between hope and hopelessness, and it was tearing her to pieces. Even more confusing, deep within the darkness of her despair, there seemed to be a voice whispering an answer, which she could not hear over the screams in her mind. In the pre-dawn darkness, she feared for her sanity and contemplated how she could end her pain. Her husband, John, stirred and mumbled. "Is it morning already?" Elizabeth remained silent, hoping he would slip back into a restful sleep. She was envious of John's deep, rhythmic breathing, which told her that he was residing in a place where she could not go. Though only inches apart, on the thick down mattress, it felt like a chasm she could not cross. Why, her mind screamed, can't I have peace? Elizabeth admired John's ability to remain calm in the midst of chaos, but it also aggravated her because she sometimes felt he was distant. In sheer frustration, she slammed her fist against the bed. Jarred from his sleep, John shouted, "I'm coming!" Elizabeth was caught. She could not escape. She decided to take advantage of the moment and invite John to hike to the pinnacle, a journey she was unwilling to make alone in the pre-dawn darkness. Leaning over and giving him a kiss, she whispered, "It's time to get up." She hoped the high ridge above the encampment would give her peace this morning. She often went there. The pinnacle was a place of solitude, peace and beauty. Perhaps the cool wind blowing across its peak would soothe the fiery emotions of her heart. Elizabeth explored the cold floor with her feet in search of her slippers. Her inventory of toes failed to locate their goal, and she wondered if Polka Dot or Ink Spot, their two Dalmatians, had commandeered her slippers again. She fumbled for some matches to light the lantern by the bed. The warm glow of the lantern revealed a room filled with mementos of a life that seemed so long ago. She nudged John, who had drifted back asleep and had started to snore. He stirred and grumbled. "What time is it?" 5:30, she whispered. 5:30, he scolded. "I have another hour yet? Ugh! And I have wood detail. Let me sleep." "I wish I could," she whispered. John reached out and rubbed her back slowly. "More nightmares?" he asked. Elizabeth nodded in response. "I'm going to the pinnacle. I feel I must." "Now? Before dawn? That's too dangerous." "At first I thought I could find some peace there, but there's something more." "What is it?" John questioned. "I don't know, but somehow there's an answer there." Silently in her mind, she added, "or an end." She remembered the times she had stood on the precipice, imagining that when they found her, they would have thought she had slipped. She shook her head to clear her thoughts. She was never one to run from a challenge or, in this case, leap from one. "Your dreams are that bad?" John questioned. "Worse," she responded. "Now I'm hearing voices." John's eyebrows raised. "Voices? Whose are they?" he added tentatively. "And what are they saying?" "I don't quite know. They sound kind, and they're calling to me, but..."